Hello, everybody. I'm not sure if you can hear me, but welcome to A Link to the Past Randomizer here on Speed Gaming 2. We've got another fun one for you today, so before we get too far into it, let us introduce ourselves. I'm Slumberjack. Joining me on the comms table is Monabean. How are we doing today? Thank you, Ms. by the way.
Hello, everybody. My first time commentating. Hope you're all having a wonderful day.
We're just waiting for the race to get started. I do know the race has started, so we're just waiting to get caught up on things. Just so everybody knows, this is something that happens every single week. It's the Sunday Speed Gaming Open Sunday. It's a classic. It's a favorite. It's the most standard mode that isn't standard itself. Yeah.
Good luck, runners.
So, on Restream today, we have Robs in the upper left, we have Windfox upper right, James FNX in the bottom left. Oh, I saw some pendants there. It was a very quick check. We'll get 3 more chances.
And an Eastern Green Pendant Desert, looks like.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, pendants in Eastern and Desert, and then there was a crystal up there, up on Hera. Some very generous guards giving us some magic early.
Looks like everybody doing some pretty typical checks. Robs is doing Houlihan for early money. Book on Uncle. Good find.
Well, good. It's a find. I'm not sure if it's a good one because we ain't got the boots, we ain't got the gloves or a fire source. I don't want to be told to go to desert this early.
Very true. Good point.
Rob's leaving that 1 blue rupee behind. Hopefully, we won't need those 5 rupees.
We shall see.
I do think the Houlihan opener is curious in this mode. There's so much you can do in open because, like, again, that's the whole entire point of the mode. It's open, but it does make it easy to find bombs early because you can just go buy them.
True. With tree poles, I don't tend to do that move myself, unless I'm doing a cross keys or variants of that. But yeah, to each their own, and it could pay off. We'll see.
Yeah, it does seem like Robs is going to be farming those bombs here, south of the Haunted Grove.
Here he is. Oh, farming bombs and Houlihan. I did not catch what was on Lumberjack.
I don't think it was anything important, but Windfox giving us an early ped check. So, chat, you can stop with the "is peds dead?" Because it
3
is.
bombs. Womp womp. Well, with 2 early pendants, I don't blame them for checking that early, because if that Dark World pendant is an easy dungeon, that can be a very dangerous thing if you don't know that early.
Yeah. And I mean, it's just, you're given the opportunity to check that so early, like, you're gonna check it, no matter what. It's information, it's free information. A sword!
Ooh. Good sword.
Chat asking about ped check, it was 3 bombs.
Oh, Rob's buying those bombs.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, looks like Mr. Scruff Ninja Tuna also checked pedestal. A little disappointed, I'm sure, but I'm sure they'll make it through. Well, Granny only holding 10 arrows, nothing there.
Wow, is Rob's really our first person in Kakariko?
Well, routed south to north. Not a super common route, but definitely something you do see on occasion.
Oh yeah, and see here, Scruff Ninja Tuna. Oh, getting bailed out by those bombs.
Yeah. And a bottle in the back.
Not super optimal for Robs, but...
That was a moon pearl on the library. We're going to need some boots here soon.
Ooh. See, that's something I'm always happy to see, because I'm like, oh, thank God, I'm going to get boots early.
I'm gonna guess Ice Red Cave.
Yeah. Oh, that could be a place for it. That would be a good place for it, because then you could just water walk over to Hobo or something like that. Just take it and run right out of there. I know some people in the race room, some of the runners, they were joking about what's the most cursed place Boots can be. They'll be very thankful to know it's not Ganon's Tower this time.
Well, glove and... Let's see, what else was that? It was a glove and...
It was the blue mail, I believe.
Blue mail out of the blind side. That's nice. Good early safety if hearts are an issue.
Chat, don't you dare. They're suggesting that the Boots could be on Pyramid Ledge. How dare?
Well, that would be interesting. All right, looks like bottle vendor just $20. So, with this equipment, I would probably personally check the back of Escape next over South Shore because it's very quick.
Mm-hmm. I would agree. Yep. That, and then if they have the book this early and now the gloves, they're just basically a fire source short from doing all of Desert Palace. So what I would expect is they probably will go south and then maybe leave off the dam for after they do Ice Rod Cave, so that they can route that in with the unfortunate desert check that they're probably being told to do with that super early book.
That's very true. There are several ways to route this currently, and that is one of the better options for sure.
But for the meantime, it's just everybody's just kind of checking everything that everybody else has already done. So,
yep, nothing too much different going on, but it looks like Rob's is probably checking the back of Escape, as I would probably do. Well done. Let's see. Let's see if others choose South Route first, or maybe the front of Escape with that sword.
oh, true. Well,
Ooh. 2/3.
not going to complain with that. That's okay.
Right. 2/3 of the way to that Aga play.
Mm-hmm.
No fire rod, so this dark cross check is not in logic, but we'll see.
But you get that key in the back, you might as well do this now. The only thing that could really suck is like if it's the map, and it's like, oh man.
Pretty much. At this point, you're a pretty safe bet it'll be an item, but you never know. Could be those boots, and then you know that lamp isn't far behind.
Man, if it were the boots, at that point, do you use that knowledge to like try to go hunt them down, like hunt the lamp down, or you just? Yeah, I would imagine that's what you would do. It's just 10 bombs. Doesn't matter. It's a moot point.
It's tough. If you were to get boots back there, then your main concern is if fire rod is locked behind lamp, but otherwise, lamp is usually something that a lot of runners go ahead and skip nowadays.
Yeah, I mean, as we can see, the right side of our entire thing is just people in the dark.
True, but James is making that desert play.
Yeah, super early. I like it. It's spicy. You get fetch quest items super early, and almost always, it is rando. There's gonna be something that you need there, but
possibly.
But given that Moon Pearl was on library, I would be hesitant to go in here because there could be something locked behind boots in here as well.
Or a fire source. You may not be able to beat it without a fire source, too. I would probably push South Shore first in this case, in case there is a fire source there, but at the same time, I do not blame that early desert check.
Yeah, I mean, hey, we get more information. We get something to talk about. James is doing something different.
Okay, it is not boots locked, but we know we're going to be fire locked regardless. So we'll see if the big chest has something here.
Ooh, it's logically boots locked.
That it is. So most likely not going to be much here, but we shall see. Oh, I stand corrected.
All right, well then. So now we're just on a boot hunt.
James just making me look bad. Alright, we also have a Saha check. Not much there.
Mr. Scruff Ninja Tuna going to continue on, I think, into Eastern Palace. Yeah. Okay, so this is a new play too.
Well, we have the back of escape coming up, which is in logic with that key from the back.
All right, Agina, what do you have for us?
Oh, this is spicy. We have Agina, we have Eastern Palace, we have the back of escape going on. This is good stuff. Money!
I would have been, like, so happy if that was the boots. It would have been so funny. But, alas, nope.
But if Zora's the play, that's good. Alright, just a map out of the first check of Eastern. And a big 20 out of the basement of Escape. Nothing there.
Nope. So James likely going to be doing some, covering the same ground that the other runners have all done already. But, hey, at least he's a hammer up.
Very true. Looks like Rob is maybe heading in that direction unless they're going to be doing the dam and go to the right.
I think with that initial trajectory, they were planning on going all the way to the left, and they were like, wait, it's quicker to go around the right side of the dam. I think their intention is to head towards the desert. Okay, yep, and James FNX doing what I was mentioning earlier, which is routing in the dam with going to desert before doing Mini Molder or vice versa, so...
Ooh, I would almost wrap in Mini Moldorm and go west myself, but you know what? That Ice Rod Cave. We'll see.
Oh, free fairy. Thank you, Mini Moldworms. Boss Heart Container in Eastern Palace. Nothing terribly exciting.
Well, Mini Moldorm, come on. Let's see something. Flute. Well, that is a faster Ice Rod Cave check.
Yep. And that's the correct play right there. You see the flute in there. As long as you've opened up everything else, immediately save and quit, because you're not getting anywhere faster other than just going to activate the flute and then using that to get to where you need to go.
Exactly. It gives you faster desert. It gives you... Technically, it gives you Zora access faster if you don't want to fake Flipper. But who doesn't? Ooh, Ice Rod Cave check maybe for Wind Fox.
20 rupees in the back of Eastern Palace. Nothing exciting.
Well, Rob's is about to get that hammer. So we're looking at either Ice Rod Cave or Zora for something, or I guess top of Death Mountain at this point. It has to be Spec Rock, though, with not in logic yet to save Gary.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, there we go! In Ice Rod Cave.
Oh, was it what you predicted? Was it the boots?
I believe that was what I said a little bit ago.
Oh, good call.
All right, that is Dark World access. We just got to pick up our hammer, and there you go. So in this particular case, do you tend to route south through Hype Cave west, or maybe northeast through Pod, or do you tend to go to the Village of Outcasts first? What's your play?
Is this for Wind Fox once they get their Moon Pearl?
Yeah, given their gear, their hearts.
Well, they still need the hammer.
Well, once they get the hammer.
Yeah, once they get the hammer, I am personally a fan of just rushing Hype Cave. I know it's not as hype as it used to be. This isn't version 1.3.0 anymore, but that's just my preferred play.
Makes complete sense. I tend to go south if I either have the mitts or a mirror. Otherwise, I tend to go through outcasts. And if you have the boots, you can pretty much do either direction pretty fast at this point.
Wind Fox also, by the way, in conjunction with those boots, also has the flute, which means they can just flute to Desert Palace whenever they so please.
Very true, but they're picking up their Moon Pearl wisely. And Mr. Scruff Ninja just picked up their boots. But none of the people with the hammer have quite gotten there yet.
James FNX making a power play, just completely ignoring South Light World to dip Pendant Eastern Palace. Which I mean, if you're gonna dip Eastern Palace this early, it's good to dip it if it's a pendant. Like, that's not a bad play. I would hate to dip it if it was a crystal, because you know you're gonna have to come back here eventually anyway. But Pendant Eastern Palace, yeah, it makes sense.
Very, very true. Unfortunately, they did not make that play to Ice Rod Cave first, so this will be a little bit slower, but it does make sense. We know that it's not, unfortunately, going to pay out for them, but it is a good play. Well, I guess it will pay out for them. It does have money.
I mean, if they go that far, if I had to guess, they're gonna save and quit as soon as they get those 20 rupees in the back.
If I'm in a similar position, I tend to not go through the big key chest just because it's oftentimes just too much of a time investment. Unless you can get it logically.
Okay, Robs with their dark world access has chosen to go up the mountain for an out of logic check and one other potential check.
Well, Mr. Scruff Ninja giving us a look at Bonk Rocks as well. We have not seen that I know of.
Wind Fox did it almost immediately after they got their boots.
Oh, I missed that. Okay, it was the second bottle. That's where they got it.
All right, old man, what do you got for us today? Nothing.
Little piece of love. Gary just saying thank you. And as pointed out in chat, an item is on Landmo. We unfortunately do not have a fire source between any runners to check that yet, but it is a thing, plus the green pendant. So 2 items worth on Landmo for later.
Oh, okay. I see why I'm confused. I think the tracker is just bugging out a little bit because Rob's somehow has the Moon Pearl but no boots. And I'm watching, I'm like, why aren't they using their boots? And it's like, oh, they don't have them. They're about to get them now. And then they'll get their Moon Pearl. Which, by the way, I'm pretty sure Mr. Scruff Ninja Tuna just got their Moon Pearl, so...
It's like James is going for that escape play. Nobody going for Dark World quite yet that can get there.
James just has some kind of hatred for mini Moldorm caves. It's like, no, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing Ice Rod Cave. None of it. I'm going to do everything else possible. I'm going to hold off all those checks for as long as possible. Yeah, just to reassure you, chat, the tracker device itself is what's goofy. It's not the actual people pressing the buttons. It's sometimes it just doesn't work sometimes, and that's fine.
Yay, technology! Oh, looks like we're gonna get our first Dark World check from Wind Fox.
Ooh, clean hammer dash right there.
Solid 11 out of 10 dash. And we have a map check. We have red pendant at Skull. We have our last... Of course, we have a pendant at Thieves Town and last crystal, or red crystal at Skull.
Yep, Skull and Pod were our red crystals, and then pendant Thieves Town.
What is it with Thieves Town? Seriously.
I know, you get in here, you have the hammer, you're ready to clear a dungeon, Do I want to clear that dungeon, though? Hmm.
We did have a Zora check. It was a 10% return on investment, so... It looks like James is setting up for a death warp. Bombos.
Yeah, might as well.
Well, we'll see if it's our only ice access with eventual flippers and mitts, but that's a little early to tell.
Yeah, a little early to tell, and also we don't know what we're going to need for Mr. Meyer and Turtle Rock just yet, so you might as well grab it rather than leave it for later. There's 3 potential scenarios you need this thing, so...
Very true. But without a mirror or flippers, we're going to be heading back into Village of Outcasts. Probably a first 4 Thieves Town play along with the other 3 checks.
Wow, no super early Kern jump? I'm disappointed. I'm kidding. That's... You wouldn't do that.
It would be tomfoolery. Alright, looks like Rob's about to pick up their Moon Pearl. And we have 3 bombs in chest game.
It's okay. Windfox making that dip into Thieves Town. We'll see how far they choose to go. It's probably going to be determined by how much they find in the front. You know, if it's key, compass map, big key, I can't imagine they don't keep going. But if it's, 3 items in the front, I would imagine them just, running into one of the lizard people until they die. Uh-oh.
Well, we're about to get a hype cave check from Rob's. We'll see if Windfox missed anything from not going there first.
All right, let's see if my typical play would have played off. Refund. Especially after missing a bomb.
We still
only
nothing.
3 bombs.
Okay, it's a bug net out of 10 hype cave.
Yep. Go mode. Bug net, we got it. Time to do AGA 1.
Immediately.
just rush it.
Well, it looks like Windfox is choosing to death warp out of Thieves Town, so unless we find something... Uh-oh, and they forgot they had a fairy.
Whoops. But they did get a bow.
They did.
Out of it. So, that's nice. That gives them that red crystal out of pod. It gives them Eastern Palace. Rob's giving us our first look at Pyramid Ledge, I think.
Not familiar with Windfox on how familiar they are with Pod Darkroom, so we'll see if that's going to be the next play after this and maybe Route South.
Oh, true, because I know Windfox can do them, but I also don't know people's threshold for, can you do the Dark Rooms without Fire Rod, for example? I hate doing the Turtle Room at the very back without Fire Rod at the very least.
It's a challenge.
I can do it, it just sucks. I don't want to do it.
But that rare time you go in there with a Master Sword and 6 hearts and you get that spin off and you hit with the right time with your hammer. Oh, it feels good when you can do that on a rare occasion.
Yeah, it's... I've heard some people who are better than me say, it's just a script. You go in there, you do the same thing every single time, and you just kill them all.
There's our lamp! No need to worry about Dark Rooms.
Well, okay, never mind. Moot point.
And Catfish with a Pizza Heart.
Thanks. I love it.
Well, I have no doubt where Windfox will be heading next, but it looks like Mr. Scruff Ninja has beat them to the punch and is already in pod.
Yeah, but without that bow, they're probably going to burn... I think they have a green potion on them in addition to that fairy potion, so they should be able to easily get to right side if they don't know how to mimic clip. But yeah, lack of bow, unless there's a locked bow in here.
Oh, and they're choosing bow side before even using that key to go middle. Interesting. Okay. Well, they do
breaking out that green potion.
They do have boots. They do have hammer. So right side makes sense.
So for people who are watching in chat, for Pod, just so you know, there are... Okay, well, let's explain what happened there. That's a potion glitch in Pod, and basically what they're doing is they're tricking the game into thinking there's no enemy in the room by forcing the enemies off the screen. It's a lot more technical than that, but that's what just happened there. But other than that, something important to know about the pod entrance is 4 of the 6 items that you can find in front have to be small keys. So that can often very much dictate how you do the front of pod.
Okay, we have Rob's heading into Skull Woods, which we have not seen yet as well.
Yeah, I was surprised. Who was it who was up here super early who has Bombos? Someone has Bombos.
I want to say that's Wind Fox. They were the first one in Dark World. I think they checked that immediately.
Yeah, I was surprised when Wind Fox did not go into
the
school.
Fire Rod! Rob's great play.
Oh, well,
French Vanilla Fire Rod. I wonder who else is going to make that play anytime soon. And they're heading to the back now. Makes sense. 1 item left. Alright, so far I don't think there's been anything out of sequence breaking right side and pod.
I believe there was a big key over there, but that's not really going to matter because you still need the bow to beat the dungeon. So
yeah, yep. And it looks like Wind Fox is going to get everything logically, having both the lamp and the bow.
Yeah, the only sequence breaking we're going to see here, other than the fact that Scruff doesn't have a lamp, is if something important is inside the big chest.
Looks like Wind Fox is taking a pretty typical route through pod, going through middle door. Checking the bridge chest first.
Chat asking where Bo was. Front of Thieves Town. James finally getting their Moon Pearl. They are off to the races to Dark World. We'll see which way they choose to go, whether they start with Hype Cave or the Thieves Town route.
They are not far behind, really. Not a lot of progression has been made in Dark World, except for Thieves Town, get that bow, and I guess Fire Rod and Skull.
Fire Rod, yeah. That's a pretty big one.
We'll see. Wonder if this is going to turn into the classic Ice Rod hunt. Nice bomb jump from Scruff. Or Hammer Yump, I should say.
Hammer Yump. It's a tricky trick, but once you know it, it's pretty hard to mess up. Rob's using that potion to get some more damage out of that fire rod.
Good play. With so few hearts, even blue mail, you will not last long against a few moth hits. Good fight.
Yeah, good fight, and yeah, it's one of those fights. It's one of the few fights in the game where like your mail doesn't matter because everything does 1 damage to you, except for like the Mothula beans.
And at just sub 30 minutes, we have our first, or just sub 28 minutes, we have our first crystal from Rob's.
Holy jeez. What a slog. And then Rob's free from this dungeon as they found both items. So they're out of here.
Well, Hammer Yump also from Wind Fox. Differences, we will see the check on... I did not see the entirety of the dungeon, so I do not know if we have an item or not from Helma.
Yeah, we won't know until Wind Fox gets there because Scruff couldn't do it.
But James with the early skull play as well gets rewarded.
Rewarded with a second fire damage weapon or item.
Alright, so at this point we can go back and do Green Pendant Desert if we should choose to do so.
Oh, that's true. Gross.
2 items available there, but there's still plenty to go on in Dark World here.
I mean, most of our runners have already found most of the items, if not all of them, in Eastern Palace, because I remember there was something in the front and there was a red rupee in the back. So
we are running out of checks, though. We have... Basically, we have Desert. We have... can't do anything on Death Mountain without the Mirror or Hook Shot.
Mm-hmm.
So we are quickly running out of checks, so Back of Thieves or Pendant Desert are looking pretty good. From our standpoint.
From our... Yeah, I was going to say, like, we know that.
Ooh, that was a handy move from Windfox. I'd never seen that set up to get rid of those bumper things.
Alright, so we have a lot of people covering each other's tracks for the time being. James obviously taking that fire rod and running with it.
Thank you, Great Anti-Bob, for the info. Yes, Helmasaur does have an item, so we... Oh, wait. Oh, yeah. Helmasaur does have an item, so Windfox will maybe get something.
Now, I do see chat talking about this as well. If not on King Helmasaur, this does also open up Pyramid Fairy, technically. Because it's the 2 red crystals are Skull Woods and Pod.
And chat is also pointing out Spike Cave. We do have 2 bottles. And the cape.
Yeah, but everybody agrees. Spike Cave, no, you just save that for last. And you know that everybody else is also going to save it for last. I don't see a world where you rush that before Pyramid Fairy.
I don't know. We'll see what Mr. Scruff Ninja does here.
What? Oh my gosh. I looked away for 1 second and someone is rushing it. Oh my gosh.
Well, maybe, maybe not. They're just up Death Mountain. They could float away. We'll say, ooh, they've got their hammer out.
They've got their hammer. Oh. Wait. Wait, what? Was there something there that we missed earlier? I thought it was a piece of heart or something.
I think it's a piece of heart. Maybe they're trying to get a refill for Spike Cave.
Oh, that's why they just checked their menu. Was to verify whether it would get them a refill. Smart.
And then they're bomb jumping to get rid of their hearts. Okay, good jump, good jump. And maybe they'll get a hurt before. But we get our Spike Cave check.
I mean, I would have just, like, lifted one of these bushes for a fairy. But...
yeah, me too. I guess it doesn't matter. All these spikes do 1 heart of damage, so I suppose that half heart you lose since you have blue mail doesn't really do anything.
Yeah. King Helmasaur, nothing. So, we've got to wait until basically either Robs does this and then checks out Pyramid, or Windfox does vice versa, basically. Oh no, they're going for Eastern Palace.
Well, we have $300 from Spike Cave. That is not the play.
So, it's looking more and more like Pyramid Fairy or Green Pendant.
Looks like it. Well, Windfox is going into beatable Eastern Palace. I forget, did we see 2 or all 3 items out of there? I think we saw 3, didn't we?
I know we saw at least 2.
I think we had 2.
If we saw a 3rd.
Yeah.
And then there's Green Pendant, obviously, which is another item.
Well, I think everybody checked Pedestal, I want to say, so they know Pedestal's directly dead.
I mean, could even... I guess we could do all of the Pendant Dungeons at this point, so yeah, but yeah, they all know it's dead. They should. I know I saw at least 3 people check ped, so...
Well, we'll see if James goes further after finding that bow. Probably not, but you never know. We could get a play deeper in Thieves Town.
I mean, it's possible because 3 of the items in the front were not items. So there's still 3 items in the back of Thieves Town. Because I believe it was the map, a small key, the big key, and the bow in the front.
And it's completely in logic with that hammer. Looks like we have some bow strats going on. Not going for the X99 Dream, though.
Wait, wasn't Rob's the one who started with Houlihan?
I believe... Yes, I want to say he did.
Where'd all their money go? They should have it in excess.
Well, with that amount of money, you know they were looking at Dig Game, and they are looking at Odd.
Okay, yep, and James, realizing there's 3 things still left in here, off they go.
Well, James will give us one of our mystery dungeons here, so we'll see. With 3 items left, it is more than desert.
Rob's picking up that lamp, maybe poking them in the direction of Pod. No, they're up on the mountain.
Oh, and chat pointing out that Rob's bought potions with all that money.
Oh, okay. That's what I missed.
And Mr. Scruff getting their fire rod.
And no question as to what they're about to do with that. You know, they're at 10 hearts. They're going to Mopula.
Now just a compass out of that chest in Thieves Town. So whatever it is, if anything, is in basement or blind. So chances are mitts have got to be coming up pretty soon. Those are gating quite a bit. Hookshot, another possibility.
Yeah, I'm starting to think if this is like a non-ped seed, but all 3 pendant dungeons were required to go into, because we found, what, the hammer in Desert Palace. Oh wait, no, green, oh, it depends on what we found on green pendant. That's what's going to determine it.
Okay, so we're getting the vanilla mitts check here from James. We got 1 check left. Everyone else looks like they're doing things we have already seen as of late.
Well, except for Wind Fox is giving our first look at what
that's
green
true.
pendant is going to give us. Or if there's an item here.
Right.
Sure.
And they save and quit wisely, knowing about pedestal.
James giving us a good look at the good old blind script, maybe. I think they're fine.
We'll see. Blind could head right. Nope. All right, they're still on script.
That was still on script. You can always tell when the head, that second head loops up and around that way, that you're still on script.
It's tempered.
Okay.
Tempered, but yeah.
Sure.
Looks like desert may be the play.
Yeah, at this point it's either desert or Pyramid Fairy still. Like, I think this seed is screaming, go do Pyramid Fairy.
That too. And not just actually, if desert is the play, that is a required double dip.
At least if desert is required, that's not the worst to get back to, because everyone has the flute. You could just flute there, go back in. Sure, you have to run through the main entrance. That kind of is not fun, but it's not the worst thing to double dip.
Very true. It'd be a little handier if you had the mitts and maybe a mirror, but at least you got the flute.
Mm-hmm. James about to get their lamp.
Well,
I mean, at least for James can just literally go from here and just run all the way over to Pod, smartly picking up some rupees before going there.
oh, look where James is again. Oh.
Yeah, so James is going to do this, and then they're going to do all of South Dark World, and then probably just run straight into Pod to get that second red crystal. We have seen Catfish. They gave us something dumb, like 10 arrows. That's Chad asking that for people who watch this on YouTube later.
Yep, so like we were just saying, I believe Pyramid Fairy or Green Pendant Desert, Landmo and Green Pendant, one of those two seems to be the play. Okay, and Rob's with their second crystal. First on restream for that.
Bombs. I think we saw someone else clear King. No, we haven't.
Oh yeah, Pyramid Fairy. Yeah, I want to see Rob's do Pyramid Fairy, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
But I think their next play is probably Catfish.
These Kibdos being rude to Windfox. just let Windfox pull the statue, please.
He's working there. Robs, what did you skip? Oh, Harmless?
Oh, all of the back. So this is a way I really like to route this dungeon. Is you get the big key like on the right side, which is where it was in this particular seed, and then if you have the small keys to go to the boss, you just go to the boss, and then that way you could just do all the back of the dungeon and just clear it, save and quit.
Robs is trapping themselves. They have no keys, so they'll be forced to death warp.
Yeah, this is an interesting play. Because there are no keys in this room. There logically
are not.
I think they just realized it.
Yeah, start taking some damage, Robs, unless you want to... yeah, I think they realize it. Unless they want to orphan 3 checks, 4 checks, and Pod.
So, for people watching at home, just so you know, there are 6 keys total in this dungeon. And there are a few checks that are locked behind all 6 keys. You must logically be able to find all 6 of those keys before you can access those checks. This dark maze that Rob's just intentionally killed themselves in, that's locked behind all 6. So there are no small keys in there. You can't go in there without a small key logically, or without all 6.
That being said, it was a pretty impressive hammer up.
It was flashy indeed.
Oh, Windfox, be careful!
Windfox?
They have their. I think they got a fairy. I want to say.
No, they wasted their fairy like in the back of a escape or something like that, like in the dark room.
But no worry, Windfox has this. Well played.
GG easy.
All right, and Windfox the second with 2 crystals on the restream.
And it's the important 2, so Windfox might give us our first look finally at Pyramid Fairy.
Come on, Windfox.
Unless you're feeling spicy and go to desert.
Ooh, I think this is what you said. I mean, they have very little else to do. I guess it's pretty much either desert or Pyramid Fairy at this point, I think.
Yeah. At this point, we're just waiting for someone to go and do it.
2 checks.
Yes. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, you go right ahead. You're good.
Oh, yeah. Chad just reminded me where exactly it was that Windfox used their fairy. They were trying to death warp out of Thieves Town.
Oh, that's right. And then they accidentally resurrected. And I saw somebody else a little while later get another fairy with the bug net, but I forgot who it was.
So let's just point this out. How divergent these runners' paths have been this entire race. Robs and Windfox literally a screen transition away from each other right now.
This is good stuff, though. I wish one of them would have gone for desert, so we would have gotten both plays, but this is the faster check. It makes sense. And technically a 50-50 shot of it being here or desert.
Yeah, it's one of those things. It's kind of like that early book. You get the early book, and you're like, okay, this game probably wants me to go to desert very early. Probably, not always.
At this point, I would say it has to be either hookshot or mirror.
Hookshot, mirror, flippers. No, it can't be flippers. It's mirror.
Okay, so Pyramid Fairy was likely the play. Desert's still on the table. There's plenty of go mode items to go, but still, we are on the right path. It looks like Windfox is electing to go to Catfish.
Yep, because I'm pretty sure Rob's No, I think Rob's just didn't do it. I think it was either James or Scruff that did Catfish already.
That's true. They are 4 rupees short of Zora, though. I don't know if they checked that. Though for their sake, I hope they don't get 4 rupees. That 10% return does not seem very kind.
Nope. Rob's doing some very good little minor glitch there, the little spin speed. Very well done.
Right, Ether Tablet. We have some new checks.
Bombs.
Cool. Almost ran off the red ledge there, Robs. Be careful. Oh, Mr. Scruff going for desert.
And also we have Windfox just breaking logic. Like, I don't need flippers. I'm just gonna do these checks anyway.
And what Windfox did was what is called splash delete. Basically, you overload the screen with sprites, and the game doesn't have enough room to say you don't have flippers when you land. So no splash happens, and that's what the game uses to determine if you have flippers or not.
Very well said.
You can do it multiple ways. Most common ways are 3 arrows and 2 bombs very quickly, but there are other ways with Samaria and Red Boomerang and other items.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've even seen some ways with, like, I think hookshot. I forget. There's a bunch of ways to do it.
There are. It's really cool.
That's at least one item out of Hera. I forget if we saw anything else so far, but that was a piece of heart in the big chest.
I want to say it was $50 in the basement, so I think that is both items out of Hera.
All right, well, we can just write Hera off. Gotta do it, but not getting anything out of it.
Well, we have Hobo. I don't know if anybody actually checked Hobo.
No, we have not seen anybody do Hobo yet. Which I am surprised that people got boots and then didn't immediately run out of Ice Cave and do, like, any early checks with that.
And that could be simply due to the lack of an ability to splash delete at the time with no bow or anything like that, so they may have chosen to save the swim time, I guess.
Yeah, possibly.
Okay, Mr. Scruff is taking out Landmo.
Was there... Wait, hold on. Was Rob's troll dormed?
I believe you must have been.
Whoops. It happens.
But you don't have to worry about the basement, so you'll give Troll Dorm that one, a little bit of leash. Fine, knock me off once. Don't do it in the middle.
Yeah, give the Speed Gaming 2 chat something to watch.
Exactly.
A little bit of Troll Dorm. Yeah, exactly. How considerate.
Troll Dorm just doing their due diligence, giving chat what they want to see. Alright, we're getting an East F Mountain check from Robs. Looks like James is about to get their mirror. And we have green pendant, turn in 3 bombs.
And I imagine... Okay, what's the Scruff doing here? They're fluting away from the green pendant, which had nothing. Do they not have their bow yet? Where was the bow? It was in front of Thieves Town.
Yeah. The rest of Thieves was empty.
Okay, it's just a tracker input thing, because they've beaten Thieves Town. I can't imagine they don't have their bow.
Yeah. Chat confirming it. Thank you, chat, for keeping us on track.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on half the time, so appreciate it. Yeah.
All right. We're getting a Paradox Cave check from Robs.
Getting to the good stuff. 7 things up here, an 8th in Spiral Cave.
The big question mark is with that mirror you have Graveyard Ledge and also Cave 45 now available.
Yeah, that's gross. K45 and, because we don't have the mitts yet, King's Tomb.
Oh, very true, good point. That can be doubled up with the Graveyard. Uh-oh, 2 more checks.
Yay!
At least it's a quick check. You just start at your house, head west, or that. Oh, maybe Spy Cave? Rod is maybe doing Spy Cave before checking out that shovel. Getting that 3 hundo.
I am okay with this play because normally when I run a seed, I try to save Spike Cave for like routing in with either when I have the mitts or the mitts and the mirror, or when I have to go back to Hera because I isolated, basement of Hera. But when all the other checks are kind of like gone already, this is just by itself at this point. And some money. Not the worst thing. Robs was spending a lot of money earlier, so now if they want to buy more potions, they can.
Very true. Blue Mail, 10 hearts for Robs. Looks like 11 for James, so... Looks like all runners are running between 10 to 11 hearts, mostly because everyone's checked the same things, but that's beside the point. Alright, shovel check. Can we dig it? Oh, which does nothing for us right now.
It puts us into Swamp Palace.
Oh, you're right! Oh my gosh, I totally missed that.
But we can't... Well, it also finally gives us logical, these checks that Robs is doing right now. Hobo, Waterfall, etc. But, oh yeah, hookshotless Swamp Palace. Here we go.
Well, at least you can double that up, though, with, Bombo's Tablet and K45 if you want to before going into Swamp.
True. So, not the worst of directions to be pointed, just not one that you were hoping to see, probably.
Very true, because it could be something else, pointing to hookshot elsewhere. I mean, a glove would now open up Ice Palace. We have not seen the Titan's Mitts yet.
A glove would also potentially open up Misery Mire, but we don't... I don't think we want to... I don't think anyone's going to be like, let's do Misery Mire before Ice Palace.
Or there's always the alternate meme play. There is the Dark Death Mountain into Turtle Rock. Oh yeah, no Samaria, never mind.
No Samaria, yeah. Might still go up there to because it's still you got... I know. There's a check in Hookshot Cave and then 2 more in Super Bunny, but no.
Chat hoping for Vanilla Mitts. Rob's with the 53-minute Saha check. Oh, are they gonna go into Eastern here, or are they fluting away? Okay, good call not going to Eastern. Ooh. Swamp play?
Yeah, once again, we had that sync up. Robs and Windfox just lining up.
This is fantastic. I love it. And it looks like Mr. Scruff about to pick up their mirror.
Yep, Robs and Windfox, again, they line up for a second and then just slightly deviate from each other, doing different mirror checks in a different order.
But little do they know, they are doing good things for us. Gives us knowledge. Bloomerang at K45.
What? Windfox, that's the good one. That's
I
the one
agree.
you want.
I agree.
Oh, gosh. Windfox.
And nothing at Bumbo, so Swamp Palace or Graveyard Ledge, King's Tomb.
Yeah, it's something locked behind Mirror that's not
Yeah.
on the mountain.
Well, Robs is electing K45. We'll see if they take that north or if they go into Swamp. But they're reversing checks, so now Windfox is doing Bombos and Robs is doing the K45. We'll see if Robs elects to pick up the Bloomerang.
Robs, no!
Come on!
Someone pick up the Bloomerang!
Oh, looks like the King's Tomb Graveyard Ledge play from Robs. And the Swamp play from Windfox.
Oh, wow. Okay. Let's see who is correct.
Well, everybody has 3 pendants, or 3 crystals, pardon me. So this is a pretty tight race depending on how the runners decide to route things after getting those flippers.
Scruff only just now. I don't think there was anything important in there, but that's the first time I think they've been in Hyrule Castle, so that's fascinating. All the other runners did that like way early.
They did. They're running low on checks, so may as well go for density.
Oh. Oh, that dead rock trolling Scruff. And now it's Robs and James who are in sync, doing the same exact things at the same exact time.
Well, we have first chest out of Swamp is a map.
So that means there's at least one thing important on left side.
Oh, Graveyard Ledge is a Pizza Heart.
So what's the worst thing that Windfox can find in here? Samaria? Mitts? I don't know.
Well, Samaria wouldn't directly unlock anything, so
Oh, true.
I would think it would have to likely be Mitts, but
Yeah, Mitts to get into Ice Palace for the first chest to have hook shot or something like that.
exactly. Or just could be Vanilla Hookshot Dungeon to finish it up and get Mitts in the back or something. But Hookshot does nothing except the back of Swamp at this point. And it's Hookshot.
Oh my god. Alright.
Okay, so do we skip left side? Windfox says we do.
Windfox being like,
Oh, but if we skip left side, is left side gonna have something? So at this point, we are looking for the Mitts, an Ice Rod, Samaria for Go mode, unless we need another spell, or whatever they're called. Medallion?
Medallions, yeah. Windfox is going to do left side. Correct play. There's so little left in the game that, and you know that there is at least one thing over there because you found the map already. You might as well do that while you're here.
Yeah. I'd say it does not hurt you often, but when it does, it hurts. I think all of us on Restream a few weeks ago had that with Ice Rod on left side. All of us skipped it.
Oh, jeez.
And it had Ice Rod for Go mode.
Rob's going about their business in Thieves Town. They really didn't want to go into Swamp Palace without that hook shot.
It's like it. Not a bad choice. We know it's not the right one, but not a bad choice, and it can pay off quite often. Oh, Ice Rod on left side swamp.
Oh,
What were we just talking about?
I forget. Was it Ice Rod on left side swamp?
Yes, it was. Okay, so while that is not immediately useful, that is one less thing they have to tear the world apart for finding.
Mm-hmm.
So pretty much they just need Mitts and Samaria.
Mitts, Samaria, and potentially a medallion or two.
Yeah. Not too bad for an hour into the scene. I think a lot of people prefer it to be in go mode by an hour, but you never know what you're going to get with these speed gaming races.
Rando be rando.
Alright, so Windfox choosing not to do any diver downs here. You still have the bomb strap, but not everybody's comfortable with that.
Yeah, that trick is kind of pixel perfect, so if you don't know the exact pixel you need to be on, it can be tricky.
And it changes with every sprite almost, too. Okay, 2 more checks coming up in Swamp.
Money.
More money.
Rob staying on script. Oh, missed a swing there, but otherwise it was a perfectly good blind fight.
Okay, well, we have Argus coming up, but other than Hookshot, nothing else in Swamp so far.
I think the thing that's putting, like, I don't want to say Windfox is ahead right now, but I'm just noticing that they haven't touched, like, Thieves Town beyond that bow. Like, they chose to dip out super early after getting that bow, so I think that's the thing that's putting them ahead right now.
Just a bit for sure. We'll see if Tempered comes into play later. It could with this much time left in the race, but I'd say Tempered is not enough of a reason to go ahead and clear the rest of Thieves Town for sure, if you know it's there.
Yeah. Yeah, and I know Windfox is perfectly fine without Tempered, so... Oh. Argus hiding the puff.
That rotten Argus.
Now, did Windfox... oh, excuse me. Did Windfox ever go into Eastern Palace as well, or did they manage to avoid that too?
Gosh, I want to say they probably did. I want to say they probably went in there without the bow and haven't gone back. I could be mistaken. Oh, there's those Mitts.
Oh. Alright, well, here we come, Ice Palace.
Oh, the options are open. Do you want to go up Death Mountain? Do you want to go straight over to Ice Palace?
You know your ABCs, always be clearing.
And they found the ice rod there too, so... Well, I guess they gotta go up to Death Mountain if... Oh, gosh, yeah. I mean, do you go to Ice Palace without Samaria? Or do you go to Death Mountain without Samaria?
True, yeah. Well, I mean, we're about to find out.
It's tough.
Oh, good choice. Figure out information.
Option 3, go to Mire without Ice or without Samaria. That's...
Well, they may not even go into Mire. Like, I think the intent here is to figure out what you need for go mode. Like Quake.
Hey, we need Quake. That's not the right cane.
Wrong stick. We wanted the other one.
If Saku was here, that would be just fine. But anybody else, they're going to be like, I prefer the right one. Oh. Apparently key under the mat.
Well, now it's looking like we're just looking for Samaria.
Yeah.
Oh
looks
gosh,
like-
what if Samaria is also French vanilla?
Ooh. Well, they're electing to go to Ice Palace. Good play. You can full clear it regardless, whereas a dip into Mire would only yield 2 possible items.
Chat pointing out, James skipped left side swamp.
Oh, this is not good. I did not see that. We'll see if they go back in.
Yeah, they could go back in. They've already done the big chest, and they know that there is at least one item back there. So if they find like the compass back here, I forget exactly where that might have been. Yeah, there it is. They might be like, leave 2 items behind. I don't know.
Well, mitts are going to open up a lot, which is really problematic for James, because James could immediately leave this, go to Ice or Death Mountain.
You're correct. Yeah, James is going to get the mitts and be like, I have so much I can do. That's not left side swamp.
This is going to be a pretty crucial moment for James. We'll see what happens. Meanwhile, Robs is elected to go ahead and clear out the rest of Eastern Palace.
Also, before we get too far, while we see other people doing things that others have done other than Ice Palace, follow the runners. They are volunteering their time to put on a wonderful show for you, and then also just give the cast here a follow if you would if you'd like. There's myself, there's Lana Bean, and then our trackers. There's Goron, 1988, and there's Jinxie Girl doing. They're pressing the buttons behind the scenes, making this thing a thing for you. So,
which we greatly appreciate. Thank you all.
All right, James, where do you go? I can't imagine it's back in, but
go back in, James. Go back in. No,
James, no.
The problem is that Ice Rod only unlocks 1 check, so we can get into complete go mode otherwise. Oh.
I mean, I would do the same thing.
with as much as Swamp has bitten me in the hind end recently, I would go right back in if I decided not to do it before even going to Argus. Gosh, it's a tough decision though. You can't blame them.
Ooh, fancy trick there by Windfox sliding into that stairwell.
I've tried to do that a few times, and I've only done it like 2 or 3 times correctly, and every other time I just get stuck in there and it just hurts me.
Oh, I just do the hook shot clip instead because it's easier.
That's me too.
Rob's still insistent on not going into Swamp Palace. The hookshot must be anywhere, just anywhere else but Swamp Palace. But alas, little do they know.
Well, they're not doing anything wrong, that's for sure. They're just not, unfortunately, making the right call right now. Well, looks like Mr. Scruff has made the decision to go ahead and go into Swamp Palace. Good call. 2 go mode items from there.
Yeah, it's kind of a change in position because like Rob's has had like somewhat of a like not a lead, but he's always been like near the front or in sync with Windfox or James. So his clearing all of these other dungeons that he had been avoiding for so long, just to avoid Swamp Palace dip, is starting to put him a little bit behind.
It is. We'll see how quickly they decide to go to Swamp after this play. I mean, they've already cleared out Thieves Town, so they really don't have much else. If anything else, honestly.
Nope. I think they're going to last locate Swamp Palace at this point.
Now, and the other issue with that is, do you feel behind at that point and also skip left side? But we'll just have to see.
Yeah, it's really going to be dictated by how they respond to that map in that very first chest. You know, oh, I know there's at least one thing over there on left side swamp.
Well, we're about to find out what Mr. Scruff is going to be doing as well. I think at this point everybody has checked pedestal. They all pretty much know it's dead. Some have beaten crystal or pendants, but saved and quit at the boss, for instance. So pendant or dungeons are pretty much known at this point, or pedestal, I should say.
All right, Scruff also doing the initial skip of Left Side Swamp.
Well, and have I missed anything from Ice Palace? I don't even know.
I don't think I've seen anything super useful just yet.
So, Wind Fox, do you go up Dark Death Mountain at this point when you're done here?
I mean, what else does Mitz... I mean, your options are dip into Misery Mire, because you have that Quake, and hope for a French vanilla Samaria, or yeah, you go up the mountain.
Right, it's what, 6 checks versus 2 potential checks.
Yeah.
That's a tough call. I probably go up Death Mountain myself simply because it is pretty quick. And Mire can, depending on location of items, could be cutscene chest alone is a tough thing to wait for. Powder.
Gross, but
One more check. We've got a flute. We could do this. All right, it's almost time for Mr. Scruff. What are we gonna do?
All right, Rob's finally admitting. Yep, it has to be in here.
Okay, Robs, stay. Go left side. Mr. Scruff, go back in. Go left. Do it. No.
Oh, those mitts are so tempting, though. It just puts so much into like that you couldn't do before. You've got the flippers, you got the mitts, you got your fire rod. You could go over here to Mire area.
Well, we'll see what Mr. Scruff does, though, after getting that Quake, whether they choose to go ahead and go on in or not.
Wind Fox only just now getting to Graveyard Legend King's Tomb.
Interesting. Well, that hasn't... Mirror wasn't all that long ago, I guess, and they haven't been back up north, so... They've made some good calls.
Yeah.
Some good skips.
And I think those mitts, those mitts are what pushed them in this direction, because they're like, what does mitts get me? Oh yeah, it gets me King's Tomb. Oh wait, I've been able to do that for a while.
And Robs is less than pleased with that discovery. And we are also skipping Left Side Swamp.
Oh no.
Well, I guess for now. We'll see if they go back in. I doubt they do. I basically have the opposite mentality myself as Rob's. I'm like, if I feel behind, and if there are some bad checks to do, I do them. Because I'm like, if I'm behind and those are items that other people that are ahead skip, then maybe that'll be good.
Yeah, no, I understand mentality, because it's like, look, if I'm already losing this race, and something over there is not over there, what's going to happen? I'm just losing even more? Yeah, just make the gamble.
Exactly, and so many people have that opposite mentality that they're like, I gotta start skipping some stuff or I'm not going to catch up to any potential people ahead of me. And there's just no bad decision between those two things. It's just what works out and what doesn't. Any given seed can change that. Have we seen Blacksmith play? I don't think we have.
Yeah, both Windfox and Scruff are just starting it now, so we just saw a little bit of hammer pegs there. I don't think there was anything on it. But yes, this is the first time we've seen it.
Well, That's good, because Windfox can also do Magic Bat at the same time, since they cleared ice already.
Gosh, if this seed has both a French vanilla hookshot and a French vanilla Samaria, what a rude seed.
And I bet chat loves every second of it.
Alright, nothing on Blacksmith Chain, so womp womp.
We'll see a purple chest and Robs! Go back in! And we get Magic Bat as well.
Alright, you little stinker of a bat. What do we got?
Half magic, do it! Oh. Well, looks like Mire or Dark Death Mountain seems to be the play at this point. Alright, Rob skipping left side swamp going into Ice Palace. Can't blame them, but unfortunately we know where that ice rod is.
Yep. I mean, at this point, when you have the mitts and you have the ability to at least go into Mire and do some of the Dark Death Mountain, like, you're probably thinking in your head, Ice Rod's just going to be in Turtle Rock. It always is, right?
Except when it's not. Exactly.
Except when it's on left side swamp.
Similar to There's Always a Sword in Swamp, except today, apparently. But there's a nice run. Alright, Windfox, what are we doing?
Where are we dropping today?
Death Mountain. We're checking Hookshot Cave. We're checking the... what is it called? The Super Bunny Cave. That's the one.
That's the one, and then we're also going to find out if we have all the necessary medallions, or do we still need Ether?
Well, we shall see.
Ether's just going to be under the doormat, like, let's be real. But
very true. I mean, at this point, if it is Ether, there's probably nothing to worry about since there's so few checks in the game. We're probably looking at either Quake or Bombos for TR. Oh, looks like James is going into Mire, so we are going to get our answer pretty quick.
Ooh, I like this play. I've been on Restream a few times before, and one of my most famous ones was going into Mire super early for no good reason, and I got something out of it. But I'm hoping for a rude seed that gives us Samaria in here.
There was one. It was one of my first speed gaming races I ever did, but it wasn't actually on Restream or anything like that, and I really wish I was Restreamed that one because I finished 10 minutes before anybody else.
Nice.
I still don't know how that happened, but it was fun.
Oof, that feels bad. It's a God Mire, but we ain't got the Samaria.
Every time, gall darn it. Mire, please. But at least you don't have the option of finishing it right now, right? I mean, you're not like, do I finish, do I not? You can't.
Yeah. And we did see that Turtle Rock was Bombos, so we're done looking for medallions. We're just looking for this Samaria.
Well, and either James or Windfox is about to find it.
Who's it gonna be? He's a heart. Bombs. Wrong red item.
10 arrows from... Uh-oh, 10 arrows so far from Mire. Let's see what that second item is.
Well, Windfox didn't find it. So...
unless we're missing something, is there anything... I don't think we've missed anything. Oh, is this going to be vanilla? Red cane, 100%? Are we just going to find it in the big chest?
Oh my gosh. So French vanilla hook shot, potentially vanilla Samaria.
Ooh, not quite, but...
Oh, not vanilla.
French! Here we go. There it is!
Hey, say the line, Bart.
Well, looks like we have first runner... No, wait, James, you were not in go mode. You didn't do Left Side Swamp. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, that is unfortunate. I mean, James already found 2 items out of here, so he knows he can at least go to the boss here. But
so, Windfox will be the first in go mode.
True. Oh yeah, because Windfox is going there right now.
Yep.
Yeah, I gotta kill the Murderodactyl because Quake does nothing against it.
And they have blue mail, so still hurts, 2 hearts. Fire 2 giving Windfox a little bit of trouble.
This room has so many different setups though, for like how to do it cleanly. I haven't seen any 2 runners do that same room the same way. Basically, everyone seems to have their own preferred way of doing that room, and sometimes it just doesn't work out.
Very true. Very true. There's really, it's a tough room, especially if you haven't practiced it.
Like, I'm one of the few weirdos who uses, like, I use Samaria to get through that room where I'll hit, like, the 2 Wizrobes at the top and, like, one of the little amoeba boys all at the same time. I've never seen anyone else do it that way, but...
I think Samaria's my backup. I tend to go in there using Fire Rod, preferably, or Sword Beams if need be.
Yeah, Sword Beams is, like, obviously the most common, because usually you're going into the dungeon with full health and you just Sword Beam everything down. Everything in there dies in one hit. It's one of the very few rooms where I'm like, thank God I have Sword Beams, because there's so many points in the game where I'm like, I hate having Sword Beams, but not that one.
Well, looks like Rob's electing to pick up a few extra arrows from the ferry. But we'll see if Rob's elects to go into Mire as well, or abandon ship and go up Death Mountain. But regardless, he's missing Left Side Swamp, unfortunately.
Yeah, and this I would say, given what is in his inventory right now, I would say it is the correct play. It's not going to be the right one, but this is what you do. If you're just missing the Ice Rod and Turtle Rock is there and open to you, you go to Turtle Rock and assume Ice Rod's going to be there.
And that's what they will do. Yeah, I think it'll... they can't even, unfortunately, give an Ice Rod location. They cannot even save the portal.
Oh, because of Swamp.
Because of Swamp locations, so it's kind of a rotten place. And they have so few locations to go once they are done with Turtle Rock, assuming they don't go into Ice Palace first. It'll be kind of a self-imposed double-dip Turtle Rock, unfortunately.
Yep, and there is our first runner finally in go mode. Windfox at 1:23 and change. Just needs to clean up Mire, go through Turtle Rock, and then go kill a pig.
That's true. Only thing they're short on right now is a sword. Otherwise, they did pick up silver arrows. I did not see where that was done. Everyone has it, though. Where did we get silvers?
Where did we get silvers? Oh, chat is saying Ice Palace.
Oh, okay.
Chat also asking, where was the 3rd sword that Windfox does not have? It is on Blind, which is, again, that's, I think, part of the reason Windfox is ahead, is no Eastern Palace, no Blind.
Yeah. Windfox elected to leave Thieves Town after first 4, which consisted of the bow and nothing else. Everyone elected to go back there pretty quickly when they were running low on checks.
Okay, Robs is going to at least open up Turtle Rock. They can't go in, but they're going to open it up. Might as well.
Yep, and this will be a quick check. There's only 6 things you can check up here right now that they already haven't done, so it'll be a quick 7 checks before I presume they're going to go into Mire over. I mean, it's 2 items in Mire or 2 items in Left Side Swamp, so probably Mire first, though.
Probably going to be Mire, and then like if you left Side Swamp behind, you're just committing to that being not the play. Because
last location, yeah.
Yeah, you're committing that's going to be your last location.
An interesting seed.
I mean, yeah, when you have the 2 French vanilla locations that are like items that you need to beat the dungeon, and they're just like sitting right there inside of the dungeon rudely, then yeah. But James, giving us our first look inside of Turtle Rock, I don't think we're gonna find anything interesting. I think what are we missing? One last sword, basically.
Yep, a sword is about, well, maybe half magic, I guess.
Magic, that would be nice to find.
I mean, for Windfox, half magic would be a little bit nice, but really you only have to get through the first couple phases of Ganon before Silvers will take over, so kind of optional at this point. I think I prefer a sword over half magic for sure.
Yeah, and Windfox has 2 bottles. I don't know if they do have the bug net, so they can easily just get some safeties on the way up if they absolutely need them for some reason. Not a problem.
Well, Rob's doing the blacksmith chain. Unfortunately, not going to pay off today. Mr. Scruff doing Eastern. Going to get rewarded well with a single rupee, if I remember right, from Armos. But are they going to pick it up? That's the question.
That's true. One of the other runners was just like, nope.
And a single rupee dream.
Oh. You know, maybe they just need that victory fanfare that we can't hear right now.
True.
Give them a little bit of a boost in spirits after what this seed has done to us.
Very true. All right, we're going to see a check here from James that we're not likely to see from Windfox. That is a mushroom.
Windfox, where you going, Windfox?
Everywhere.
Just giving us a little like a run around, like woo.
Exactly.
I saw this fun little loop, and I wanted to go around it.
All right, Mr. Scruff Ninja, where are you? Are you going to Left Side Swamp? Before Meyer, you're going, Mr. Scruff. Good job.
Wow. Okay.
All right, so it's not going to pay off super well per se, but it will actually, in the long run, it will pay off.
Yeah, I mean, we keep talking about the right and correct plays. This is the right play.
That's very true. Very true. Something that is not easy to do. It's 2 items here versus potentially 2 in Mire, but 1 could be locked on the boss for all they know, so they're making the right call.
James there was doing the big chest check before Mimic Cave in the hopes of saving a couple of screen transitions. If Ice Rod happened to have been there, would have worked out. Red Mail.
Red Mail, there you go. It's probably not something we're going to see from Windfox here.
Oh, absolutely not. Yeah, Windfox is going to be skipping both Lava Chest and Mimic Cave. Potentially not even going outside. It's like a less than 5% chance that you need to go outside when you're in go mode.
With a small key, yeah. I'd say we're probably not going to see the mushroom. Definitely not going to see that red armor. Never mind, I stand corrected.
Make a liar out of me, Windfox. You're in go mode and you're checking Lava Chest.
Well, maybe they're hoping for a sword or something.
Nope, they get a shroom, and they're gonna like it.
Which could be a sword.
which I don't think they're gonna go back down the mountain at this point when they're like right outside Ganon's tower and be like, you know what? I'm gonna see if this is a sword.
Probably not. Oh, good fire rod shot from Windfox, though. And we are going outside, so we're probably not going to see the red armor, but we'll get Big Chest open for a key.
Yeah, this must be a... I would rather have the sword. That or they're feeling really good about their position, having found that ice rod, especially on left side swamp, and not having had to do Thieves Town or Eastern Palace, that they feel like they can take the time to do these riskier checks at this point when they're in go mode.
Well, look where Robs is. Not too far behind Mr. Scruff.
Oh, hey, welcome back, Robs. I mean, Robs doesn't have anywhere else to go.
That's beside the point.
Yeah. James creating that checkpoint, maybe hoping to create the scum portal, not knowing it's not going to stay there very long.
Okay, Mr. Scruff. Excellent. One more decision to make. Two, apparently. I forgot that Big Key was there.
Oh yeah, so did I.
Okay, Windfox is going to give us a look on Laser Bridge. No magic, so hopefully they're good and familiar with laser skips here. Blue Goo, never going to turn that down.
Whoops, Windfox. Windfox has their key. They're going to check that one last chest. Probably still hoping for a sword.
And Rob's a little bit upset with that ice rod. Understandable.
I mean, it's not the worst thing to find there, because, like, at least you know that you had to come back here eventually, but at least does narrow down where they have to go next. So it's at least information and a little bit of peace of mind, even though it kind of sucks to find this late.
Very, very true. All right, Windfox heading into the Trinex fight with a Master Sword. Always fun.
Or with a hammer.
All right, maybe it's about time we start playing a little game since we're not exactly going to have a whole lot of time.
Oh yeah, there is a game we like to play here on Speed Gaming and other related channels. It's which chest is going to have the big key. Once Trinex goes down, just put it, or you could just start putting in numbers right now. Go for it. 1 between 22. Possible locations, big key. Which one is it going to be? Guess. You could be a winner. You can get internet points.
You'll be practically famous.
Practically famous.
All right, Windfox takes Trinex down with very little issue. So what do you typically pick in a GT big game? GT big key game?
4.
4? I'll go low as well. We'll go with a 6 today.
Nice. Oh, and no one else guessed 4 yet, so I'm gonna put it in chat. It's official. Recorded. For posterity.
Okay, the game closes as soon as we enter the tower. So you have about 20 more seconds, 30 more seconds to get your guess in here.
Right, so James is... What is James? Oh, James is looking for the ice rod still?
And with the knowledge that we have, there is going to be a sword in GT. There is going to be a half magic. Well, no, I guess mushroom could be one of those two.
Right.
So there's likely to be a sword in GT. There's likely to be half magic in GT.
James getting that precious, precious green rupee. And then
Okay,
peace out.
first check is a small key. Bye, Bob. Oh, okay. Confirmation from chat. Mushroom was turned in for a green from rubies, I should say. So, yeah, we're gonna have a sword and half magic in GT. But will Winfox find them before he finds the big key? Yes, apparently.
Okay, well, yeah, there's one thing, so that should make Winfox feel a little bit more comfortable with what's to come.
Well, so far we are 0 for 5. We are doing Dark Magician, so left to stop
Man.
us and right.
I lost.
Me too. Okay, we are up to 7, so Tile Room would be 8, but who checks Tile Room? So we have checks 8, 9, 10, and 11 coming up. Good time to find that half magic just before doing this check here.
Yeah, Fire Rod makes this room so much easier. And knowing you could just spam it, it's great. Makes the climb easy, too.
And with Master Sword, it's even a harder room if you don't have the magic. And we have our Temper.
All right, well, Winfox just getting everything they've ever asked for.
Yeah, GT paying out today. We are continuing right side. We're going to ISR Mouse.
A power play, full right. Here we go.
Kind of scared to use those boots. There, you got this. Good room.
Maybe forgetting they had half magic there.
Quite possibly, very true. They only just got it in the last 2 minutes. Oh.
That one jelly is exceptionally rude. If you don't move slightly down before dashing that room, there's like a 50% chance it just bops you off.
Very true. Alright, we've got check number 12 coming up in Bob's chest. We unfortunately will not see Bob today. We did get a key off the torch. And not the key. 13, 14, 15 coming up behind Isarmos, and Rob's at 136.48 is officially in gun mode.
Good eye.
And also, Mr. Scruff got into go mode in the last minute or two, which I did miss, unfortunately. Apologies. Alright, big key. I lost count. 4, 5, 7, 11, 12, 14.
Quick,
Was
quick.
that
Trackers
14?
help us. I don't know.
I think that was 14. I want to say it was 14.
All right, well, we're gonna say 14. Who guessed 14? Anybody? Pepper Crab?
Pepper Crab. Oh, awesome. Well done.
Wow, enjoy your prize. I said your name out loud on this stream, which is going to be immortalized in a YouTube video later. That is your prize. Enjoy it. All right, Winfox making their way up. Got that fire rod out. Again, the fire rod just makes the climb so easy. You just nuke everything down as you go up. It's a pew pew pew, like that.
Okay. Showing that climber's boss, you got a full inventory full of stuff that you're going to be using.
Rob's getting a really cool kill on video there, by the way.
Well done. Yeah, look great. Alright, Robs and Mr. Scruff only got GT or TR left before GT. Meanwhile, James still needs to go back to left side swamp, but is otherwise almost in go mode.
Winfox getting the quick kill on land mode 2. always great. Often makes a big difference in like some closer races, like if you can even do that fight. Because if you don't do the quick kill, it just costs you way too much time, more time than is necessary.
Oh, I saw Pepper last. Was it not Pepper Crab who chose 14 first? Let's see. Oh, Kenyaton actually chose 14 first. I missed that, so GG to both of you. Kenyaton for choosing first. Well, my mistake.
Whoops! Rob!
No,
Okay,
multiple.
no, I understand, Rob. It's okay.
Oh, Rob.
After what this seed has done to all of us, I understand.
Okay, and with that, Windfox is almost to the top of GT.
Yeah, and at this point, once they finally found that tempered sword and the half magic, not checking anything else, they're finally done. They're ready to be done with the seed in its entirety.
Very true. Windfox looking good on time, especially considering the troll locations of both the Ice Rod, Hookshot, and Samaria on the seed. Really, the hammer wasn't all that great either.
I mean, at least the hammer, you were given the book to like tell you to go in that direction early. But
True, and if you hit up Ice Rod Cave, you did have the boots to get you there faster.
Mm-hmm. Well, and the flute, because you would have hit up Mini Moldorm, so between the flute and the book, having those two, it's just like, well, I probably should, because I mentioned it earlier, it's like, you get a fetch quest item super early, chances are something important is behind it.
Not wrong for sure. That early book is tough though, right? I mean, half the time you just go in a desert early because you're like, there's got to be something there, and then there's nothing.
All right. And we do have Rob's in chat. We do have a forfeit coming from them because, as we mentioned, this seed has been a thing.
It has been.
I do not blame them. They were not the first to forfeit this race. There have been a few.
Can't blame them. GG, Robs. Well played. You did good.
Yeah. GG's to Robs.
Meanwhile, we have Windfox entering the Ganon fight, and he's talking about a heavy-weighted thing.
Ooh, setting up for the 1-on-1. Nice.
Ooh, this part 2 is going to be a little tough.
Yeah, they're not going to get the 1-on-1 here with that, but oh, they wanted to squeeze in that last hit.
Well, just a few seconds ago, James did enter Go mode as well. Oh, takes that Ganon hit.
Take my eye off Windfox for 1 second, and Ganon gets him.
Ganon is having none of that.
All right, Windfox, let's get the 1-on-1.
Oh.
No, that one whiff swing.
Well, you can't blame Ganon. He spent so much time in the pyramid. He just wants a hug.
I mean, he's also been waiting here forever because of this stupid seed.
True. He's like, I expected y'all here 20 minutes ago.
I'm upset. Where's Hookshot? What? He's got to take it out on someone, and unfortunately, it's Windfox.
Alright, on to the next phase of Ganon. I call this the teleport phase, where, yeah, it just teleports. I think in the seed I did earlier today, he teleported 12 or 13 times in one part. It was great.
Ow. All right, Scruff finishing up Turtle Rock is going to be heading into Gan's Tower pretty soon. James FNX not too far behind also in Turtle Rock. Still got to do the 2 boss fights.
And this will also be a slightly different RNG than what all the other runners are going to have if they get here on the first try, since they did die. That kind of puts them on a different path. But GG to WinFox.
All right, let's just wait for WinFox to get over this precarious bridge.
Which has bitten a few people who do not have patience.
Oh, jeez! Okay, no, WinFox is fine. Anyway, finishing with an official time, hour 44 and 41 seconds on Racetime GG. Our first restreamed runner is WinFox 470, finishing in 5th place overall. GG's.
Very true. First place, we have El Tigre with a 131.34, High Ruler with a 139.56, the OK Guy with 140.44, and Medium with a 141.05. GG to them as well.
And with that, WinFox joins us on the call. GG's to being the first person on Restream to finish.
GG WinFox.
GG.
So you came out ahead in this particular case because everybody else was so insistent on just avoiding the French vanilla eventual checks kind of thing. So well done on that particular read. I think you also were the only person not to do like the back of like Thieves Town and Eastern Palace. What are your thoughts on the seed?
And they were the first to actually go to Left Side Swamp too. Everyone else abandoned ship.
Oh, yeah, true.
So this seed was actually very interesting overall. The beginning was pretty straightforward. You're pretty standard open seed. You know, just full clear your sphere zeros. And then once you get Dark World access, it didn't really point you anywhere. It's like you had South Dark World or Village of Outcasts, and that was pretty much it. But it didn't tell you where to go, which is usually in that situation. If I don't have a crystal dungeon I can finish, usually I'll start Village of Outcasts and kind of wrap down south through East Dark World, just in case something does show up that lets me, you know, route myself clear night, you know, nicely into pod in that area, or maybe I'll find everything for Swamp Palace. And it just so happened that, you know, we had the hammer and everything else, and then we found the bow in Thieves Town, front of Thieves Town. I was like, okay, cool. If there's anything in the back, I'm not going back there anymore. Like, I'm done with Thieves Town. If there's anything back there, I lose. Which will let me, you know, route over to pod, you know, really nicely going south. I think pod was mostly dead, wasn't it? I don't remember.
Pod was dead. There was nothing in there.
And the only thing in the back of Thieves Town on blind was a sword.
Oh, okay. Actually, no. Pod was one of the 5/6s, which led to the mirror on Pyramid Ferry. And I was kind of
that's what I was gonna say. Yeah, because like you were saying, nothing was pointing you in a certain direction, but that was the only thing pointing anyone in any direction. Was the 2 red crystals were the only thing available to you, basically.
Yeah, because I remember I finished pod, and I was just like, well, where can I go? It's like I hadn't done like the 2 or 3 checks. Sorry about the crying baby, if you can hear the crying baby. You know, it was either just like the 2 or 3 checks on Death Mountain or Skull Woods. It was pretty much all I left. I was like, well, we'll get the save point. Nothing up there. And when Skull Woods found that fire rod, I was just like, of course. French vanilla.
Mm-hmm.
And then found the mirror. I was like, okay, I can like not do much except for mirror checks. Which is why I decided to head to Eastern Palace to find absolutely nothing in Eastern Palace. And then like the rest of it was kind of a blur from there. I remember I got the flippers from somewhere. I don't remember where. And I was just like, okay, that opens up, you know, Swamp Palace. I was just like, you know, I've already found 1 French vanilla item. Let's maybe get lucky and find the hookshot. And then I found the hookshot. And then I was like, okay, this opens up East Death Mountains. And we got the Titan's Mitts like right after that. And I was like, okay. And then the seed just kind of played itself from there.
Yeah, you played it absolutely like correctly with the information you were given, and so too did our opponents. But the thing is, they tried to leave off Left Side Swamp first, and then they got the mitts, which was just like, well, I'm not doing Left Side Swamp, so they all just abandoned it for so long.
Oh, it's still, you know, not having Titan's Mitts and still being like 6 items from Go mode. Like, I check it if I'm that far from Go mode. Still, I'm just like, if Titan is there, cool. You know, if it's something else like the Ice Rod, or I think we still needed, we still need Ice Rod. We still needed a couple other things at that point.
Yeah, you didn't know medallion information. There's Ice
No.
Rod, Samaria, etc. So, and it was a decision that put you in first on the restream. So, must be working.
I mean, I just kind of play what I feel is kind of normal. Though those who actually know me know how I play. I tend to route pretty unorthodox compared to what most people will do. Like, I tend to check left side swamp, whereas traditional is you skip it. But that first check map in the map chest vanilla map, I was like, all right, I was just like, I'm doing left side. It's like there's guaranteed one item over there, doing left side.
Yeah.
And it just kind of paid out.
Indeed, it did.
You know, there's that one thing with the seed, it is vanilla.
Oh yeah, just the French vanilla fire rod, the hook shot, and the Samaria was just like super. I forgot about the fire rod until like you just brought it up. I was like, oh my gosh, that was also French vanilla. What a rude seed that worked out in just your favor.
I mean, at that point, finding 2 French vanillas of the fire rod and the hook shot, I was just like, well, I'll do the quick, Smith chain like I did, in the North Dark World. I'm just like, Thieves Town still isn't a thing. I'm just like, can I go 3 for 3 on French vanillas? And it did.
Yeah, and I mean, other than like maybe a dip into the back of Thieves Town and the fact that you did left side swamp when you did it, there were so many moments in the race where I was watching and you were like right in line with Robs or right in line with James. Scruff was doing their own thing the entire time. They had a super interesting route. But for so long, everyone was kind of together until other people started being like, oh, I don't want to go to swamp, or they skipped left side swamp for the longest time. So the entire race, very, very close, just up until that one moment where you're like, I'm going to do left side swamp first. And that's what easily put you ahead.
So I can tell you, Scruff is my league teammate, one of my league teammates, and he does his own thing. I'm gonna be honest, like Scruff is an awesome guy. I love him to death, but
yeah, Scruff is putting on a good show for us. It was just interesting to see like the super early Eastern Palace dip from them and whatnot. Yeah, they're just playing it there to the beat of their own drum, and it was very fun to watch people just go in all different directions. It gave us a lot to talk about on the commentary table. So,
I bet. All right, I hate to cut the interview short with me. I do have to go. My dinner's just about ready, and I'm kind of hungry. Thank you for commentating this race, Lana Bean and Slumberjack. Thanks to our trackers. Looks like Goron and Jinxie Girl.
Yep.
Thanks you guys. Thanks Speed Gaming for hosting these every Sunday. They're a lot of fun.
No, thank you for being a very entertaining runner. We appreciate that. You did fantastic.
Of course. Everyone, have a good day. Good luck to the rest of the runners in this race, and I will catch you all next time.
All right, farewell and GG's. And again, to anyone who's watching, follow the runners. You can follow the commentary people and the trackers that Win Fox just so kindly mentioned. Yeah, we're putting on a little show for you, and any support is appreciated by all of us. Now, back to the main event. We do have Mr. Scruff Ninja Tuna here at the top of Harris Tower. Moldorm 2 going down. Landmo 2 going down on James' screen. So both of these runners are going to be finishing up in not too long, just a couple minutes away.
Very close. This is a good one. James, with that route, though, did not pick up Butter Sword on right side GT, so I must have missed it, but it looks like they just went straight left.
Yeah, they went full left, basically. I believe Butter was in the bottom left of Compass Room?
It was, yeah.
Yeah. It was in Compass Room, somewhere. Or in the case of Winfox, who has a tempered, they missed their fourth sword on blind.
Which didn't cost them much time at all, it seems. They routed very solidly. Okay, Mr. Scruff dropping into that Ganon fight, and James going into Moldern 2.
Alright, some good old Gold Sword Ganon. Super easy to get the 1-on-1. I don't want to commentate or curse and, like, have a Scruff, like, beef it. Because I just said that out loud, but I'm pretty sure they'll be fine. Yeah, they're doing dash strats and everything. They know what they're doing.
Looks like they fought Ganon once or twice.
I know, they just got hit by a bat there. Could be their first time. I don't know.
True. Ooh. Aga 2 giving James a little bit of trouble.
Ooh, good. Oh, very good from Scruff there.
Ooh, nearly got that triple. Get your GGs in chat for Mr. Scruff Tuna. Mr. Scruff Ninja Tuna.
Wait, hold on. We haven't seen if he makes it across the bridge yet.
That's true. Did I just jinx it?
Okay, yeah, put your G's in chat. Scruff has made it across the bridge. And is finished with an official time of 1:55 and 58 seconds in race time. .gg.
Good enough for 11th place overall. GG.
Who else is finished in that time? Joss finished 7th place with a time of 1:48.30. Late Bit, 8th with an hour 48:53. Mr. Ed finished in 9th with an hour 50:43. Oh, wait, actually, I'm going to stop that because Mr. Scruff Ninja Tuna. GG's.
Welcome, GG.
Oh, that was a fun seed.
Oh, yeah. When I started seeing all the forfeits very early on, I started to know something was up.
Same. I looked in when I was just getting the K, and I'm like, oh, wow, that's a lot of forfeits. I understand why.
Yep, and it's because of a lot of French vanilla. I hope you like...
Yeah, this seed could just be called French vanilla.
Yeah.
French vanilla fire rod, French vanilla hook shot, French vanilla cane, French vanilla big key. Good lord.
There was no way to, like... I mean, Winfox, like, they played well, but they also just happened to make just different decisions than everybody else who was just trying to avoid going into dungeons without the necessary items to complete them.
Right.
Because some of the runners, I forget exactly who, I know Rob's was like absolutely adamant about not going into a dungeon unless it could full clear it. Specifically the hook shot for Swamp Palace. But yeah, this seed got everybody.
Not to interrupt here, James just finished in 13th place with an overall time of 1:57.42. Get your GGs in chat for James as well.
GG's chat. And James.
Oh, chat's always bringing it. They've got nothing to worry about.
Heck yeah. Also, I was fast forwarding just so I could see that collection rate. 190. Yes.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, and I believe joining us here for an interview is also James. GG's.
GG's, James.
GG's. It is real hard to do well at this game if you last location twice.
How about 4 times?
I only did it twice. I actually I just rolled into Swamp after I got the flippers and got the hook shot, and I just rolled into Mire and got Samaria. But
Nice.
I last location with boots and I last location ice rod. So
Yep.
What's funny is I got that ice rod before Kane.
Oh yeah, James, you had the most interesting early route because you seemed adamant on just like not touching any of South Light World for the long. I think you even went to Eastern Palace.
no, I did.
Or-
I did Mini Moldorm Cave, and I got.
You did
flute.
Mini Moldorm. Okay,
And
then
then
you
I
got
was like,
Flute.
I was like,
Yeah.
I know boots are out there. The Moon Pearl's on library. Boots are out there somewhere. I can just check Ice Rod Cave whenever, right?
Yeah.
No.
Oh, that's what happened.
Yeah. So I ended up last locationing boots at Ice Rod Cave because of that.
Yeah. I think everybody else activated Flute and then went to Ice Rod Cave. Windfox was the only one, I think, who got the Flute and then walked to Ice Rod
no.
Cave and had it immediately.
I did that, actually.
Oh,
I
that
went
was
from
you. Okay.
Yeah, Mini Moldorm right into Ice Rod, found the boots, decided to do the water walking.
But I dipped into desert before even doing Mini Moldorm because the book and the glove seemed kind of fishy
Right.
early, and I got hammer out of that very quickly. It's just very unfortunate. Like I last location 2 items that could be anywhere kind of things, and like every one of my almost every one of my dip this dungeon just to see what's in there because I have a hunch or I don't have a lot of things that lead me anywhere else were really well paid off. Desert had the hammer, Swamp had the hookshot, Mire had Samaria, but there was no way to like funnel those items away from the other players because they locked so much behind them.
Oh yeah, and then having that Titan's mitts on Argus.
Yeah, like if it's
Such
literally
an awful-
anything else other than Titan Minutes on Argus, I'd probably just go back and get the other 2 items out of Swamp.
Yep.
But having the mitts gives me Ice Palace, gives me Death Mountain, gives me
Mire
Mire
area.
area. It's just so much stuff to do.
Yeah, we were thinking about that, and Windfox was the only runner who like did Left Side Swamp first, and their reasoning behind it was, you know, I'm still looking for potentially 3 to 4 items, and I got the map out of the first chest. Might as well do it. So when they got the mitts, they already had the Ice Rod, and we're not going to be impacted by that. But every time we saw all of you skip Left Side Swamp getting that hook shot, we're like, oh, they're going to get the mitts, and they're just going to peace out because that opens up so much. It makes sense. It's the correct play, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Like you don't get mitts and go, Left Side Swamp. Here we go.
yeah. Because at that point, I need Samaria, I need Ice Rod, and I need potentially 2 medallions. Right? I only have Bombos at that point. It's like it totally I can fully see it from Windfox's point of view, where I still need 2 items for sure. I might need 4.
Yeah, still need a Quake, still need an Ice Rod, still need Samaria, still need mitts.
If the big key had been in the front, I would have gone left side. Just that exactly out for Swamp kind of just really burned me as a seed.
Yeah.
No, you're not the only one. 3 out of 4 of you decided to go ahead and skip Left Side Swamp, which under most circumstances would not have been an issue. Just happened to be an unfortunate call today.
Yep.
Yeah, and I think out of the ones who did skip it, I think Scruff, I think you were the only one who went back in before going into Mire. So you then didn't also have that Samaria, because I forget who it was that got Samaria and then did a Turtle Rock dip.
I did. I last location Ice Rod, so
That's right. Yeah. Yeah, because then you tried to create the mirror portal only for
Yep.
Ice Rod to be Left Side Swamp.
yeah. And then I'm like priced into. I got to check my green pendant. I got to finish Eastern. I've got to.
Yep.
I got to do Man Under the Bridge at that point, and I'm just priced into all these really bad locations. I mean, Swamp's also a really bad location at that point too, but I get done with all of those, and I'm like, well, Smith Chain's 4 checks versus Swamp's 2. Swamp is like 2 minutes anyways. I got to do this first, and then you just get burned.
Yeah, and all of those, I would say, were the correct decisions. Is you just got funneled at that point.
Oh, yeah.
Like you leave Left Side Swamp behind, and then you put yourself in a position where like it becomes less and less attractive because now you've done the Turtle Rock dip and you've locked yourself out of Left Side Swamp. It's like, ooh, but yeah, this seed got everybody pretty much. Windfox was the only one who seemed to make at least a correct call with the Left Side Swamp, and then otherwise was fine for restream specifically. But this stream got all the rest of the runners because of all the French vanilla that was in it.
It was entertaining, at least. I hope chat had fun.
Yeah, and any other like layout of items there, and those French vanilla spots are a lot better for me to have dipped than when I did, but yeah, really hard to put up a good time when you last location twice, especially when one of those last locations is the boots.
Hmm.
Hey, there's always next time.
Yeah,
At least that last location was reasonably early in the game. I mean, there's only so many things you can do without the Moon Pearl, thankfully, and with no lamp, I think, at the time. Aga was obviously not going to be a thing. So at least there's that. The last locationing early is yeah,
as
okay.
I got further on, before finding the lamp is a possibility there, right? Like I found a way into Agnum's Tower. I've got Master Sword. I've got a cape. So like even if it's just one sword and cape, I've got that. Like there's nothing that says that what's at Ice Rod Cave at that point for me isn't lamp, which is so frustrating because I'm like more priced in to check in these locations that are in the dark but are also along the way to other checks versus doing that.
Well, very true. Very true. Yeah, there were some rough routing decisions early on, but thankfully you were all funneled into desert pretty quickly. And Ice Ride Cave didn't follow too far behind.
Yeah, that's the story of this seed.
Yeah.
Yep. I think we've all seen it. Collection rate 180 out of 216 from James.
Haha, I beat you. I
Aha!
got 190.
the true conditions for winning.
Did you do right side full? Did you like go?
I
close
full
right
cleared
side?
GT.
Okay.
The only items I missed were Mimic Cave and the 4 in Turtle Rock. And technically the Mushroom Turn-In, because I never found it.
Oh, Mushroom was in Lava Chest, so if you were in Go mode there, you weren't going to worry about it.
Red Mail and Mimic Cave, we saw that.
Yep.
you say that, but Windfox was in Go mode and turned into Mushroom.
How dare he?
Because if you
Windfox
notice,
like...
he doesn't have a mushroom. Oh, jeez. Yeah.
Well, within a Lava Chest, anyone in Go mode just skips it, right?
Oh yeah. I mean,
So-
unless you want to be like, yeah, what are the chances is going to kick me in the butt and have the small keys I need?
Right. Like
In
I
Lava
turned in the
Chest
Mushroom,
and
but it
the
still
Big
shows
Chest.
up on. Yeah,
I
turned
think
in
he
the
was.
Mushroom, but
I
it
think he
still
was
shows
looking
up
for
on
his.
my-
Yeah, I think he was looking for the tempered sword. Is what was happening because he still had Master Sword at that point.
That's true, because if you never killed Blind, you'd be on Master Sword for the whole thing, and if you never decided to... Like, if you just bulldoze through ice, then you would have never found your silvers. You'd be stuck on Master Sword silverless.
Yep. So
Never killing blind. That's a bold statement for this seed. I can't imagine not. doing
three
Thieves Town
items
this
in the.
seed.
Yeah, 3 items in the
Right.
back, and Windfox got the bow and just immediately went to pod. I think, like, just left and just completed a route.
That is absolutely astounding to me because all the bow does there is put pedestal in the logic.
Hmm. And everybody pretty much knew what was on Ped, so I'm pretty sure most of you checked what was on it super early.
I did not. I checked
Okay.
it like an hour in. When
After
I was
you,
setting
after
up
you got the
queue.
mirror.
After I got the mirror, I went and checked that, and then did Graveyard Ledge, King's Tomb, Catfish.
Makes sense to me. Also, I don't want to keep everybody forever. Does anyone have any final thoughts before we wrap up this stream?
Thank you to whoever decided to roll this god-awful seed.
Thanks to them. Thanks to you guys for y'all for doing commentary and restream and tracking. And it's almost tournament time, so I'll be on the other side of the booth here pretty soon.
Whoop whoop.
Oh, very cool. Oh yeah, the tournament. What is that? March 27th is qualifier beginnings, or is it 22nd or something?
It's the end of March. It's
End of March.
the last Sunday in March.
Yeah.
So yeah, the 27th.
Yeah. So that'll be something I'm looking forward to as well. So, GG's to both of you. Yeah, and thank you for racing, and thank you for making yourselves available for the restream.
Yeah, anytime.
Absolutely.
GG's, everybody.
GG's, well done.
All right, Lonamy, do you have any final thoughts before I close this entire thing down?
Just thank you for having me on today, and otherwise, I am glad I decided to do this for the first time instead of run this race. Haha.
Got him.
Yeah.
We came out victorious today. Again, thank you, Lana Bean, for joining me on comms. Great job, first time on the commentary table. Coming up on Speed Gaming on the main channel, just straight up Speed Gaming, Chrono Trigger is going on right now. And then there seems to be a Super Mario Brothers 3 race over on Speed Gaming 3. You can go and check that out. And then, of course, this happens every week. Tune in if you like A Link to the Past Randomizer. We're always happy to put on a show for you. And that's everything I have for you. If nothing else, thank you for tuning in to this race. It's the people who love watching this game that makes it such a fun thing. So, if nothing else, enjoy your Sundays. Have a good week, everyone.